Okay, welcome back to the first lesson on doing some advanced terrain editor. And so we're going to start with a clean template. So go ahead and open Roblox Studio and just open the base plate template and go ahead and delete the base plate. Okay, so first thing we need is we need a region in order to create on. So let's go ahead and open our terrain editor. Okay, and we'll go over to the region menu and we'll create a region here. Okay, and again, you want to be zoomed in on your spawn location so that it creates a region in that area. If you're not zoomed in on your spawn location, it might create it pretty far, and you'll have to move it to where you'll have to move either the region or your spawn location to be close to each other. So now go ahead and use these little spheres to make a nice region. And again, you want it to be a pretty good size. Let me see. Something like, let's say, let's see what size we want here. Yeah, there does seem to be a maximum size on these regions. You can see that I can't make it past a certain point, but that's okay. You can always create more than one region if you need something bigger. Okay, and let me make it a little taller. Actually, that should be good. Okay, so this is a good size for our region. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill it with, let's see, I'm going to fill it with ground. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that my spawn location is above the terrain. So I can just click on it here in the Explorer window and click on the Move button in the Home menu. Then I can move it up. There it is. And you can zoom in on it if you need to. Make sure that it's in a good position. Okay, now we have a good terrain that we can start building on. And so we're just going to do some more practice. We're just going to get some more practice with the terrain editor so that we can just get used to using this. Again, you can use this for whatever you want, but let's do a few things here. So the first thing is let's go ahead and create a river. So let me see. I'm done with this. I'm going to go to the edit menu now. Okay. And let's see what I want to do here. Let me move my camera to get a better look. Okay, that looks good. So now, again, I want to create a river right here. And actually, let me move my spawn location a little bit further back. Okay, right there is good. Okay, so I want to create a river right here, and then I'm going to build a wall on top of it. So let me go ahead and use the replace button inside of the replace tool inside of the edit menu. And again, we don't want the box. We want a brush, and we want a cylinder. And let's see, that's actually a pretty good size. 6'6" is going to be, yeah, that's gonna be plenty big. Okay, so I'm gonna use 6'6", and again, the pivot position should be top because we want this to go along the surface, and we're gonna turn off the plane lock. We're just gonna make our river in this direction, and then I'm gonna turn off the ignore water and ignore parts since we don't have any, and then my source material is the material that I'm starting with, that's ground, and the target material is water. And now I just want to you can either click or you can hold the left mouse button and then just drag it across and make a nice little river. And actually that should be big enough. So now let me go ahead and test this. So I'm going to go ahead and play. Let's make sure we have a river that's a good size. Let me see how, oh yeah. And this looks good. It did not go all the way through my terrain, and it's plenty big. Okay, so this works. So I can go ahead and stop this. Great. Okay, so now that we've created a river, what I wanted to do was build a wall across the river. And so this wall across the river will force the player to go underneath. And really, it's just more practice creating or using this terrain editor. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go to the add button. And this time we're going to want to use a cube. And you could make, actually, you could make the wall this big. It's big enough to go across the river. Let me make it a little smaller though. Let me see, how big is this? Let me think. Let me see if a 4 will look better. And again, you'll have to just try out different brush settings on the base size and height until you find something good. That actually looks about the right size for me. So what I'm going to do is have the pivot position be on the bottom, because I want this to be above ground here. And I do want the plane lock this time. We're going to use the plane in order to make a straight wall. You could probably do this without the plane, but it'd be pretty tough. Snap to voxels. Let me think. I do want to ignore water. I don't want to build a wall that goes through the water. And material, I'm just going to choose brick. And then again, I want to choose a camera view that creates a vertical plane. So if I move you can see right here, and here I have a horizontal plane where I've moved my camera to where I'm looking at an angle. And if I move it to where I'm more to the side, now there is a diagonal plane. And if I keep moving more to the side, there it goes. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Now I have a vertical plane. But I do want to move this. There we go. So again, the plane completely depends on what you do with your camera view. Okay, and so this is good. This is going to create a wall all the way across, starting, let's see, I guess I can start here. That'll go about halfway. Okay, let's go ahead. And again, you can do this very slowly so that it does not, so that you do not make any mistakes. So very slowly, I'm going to build a wall across this. There it goes. And honestly, I think I can just make this a single layer because this, the brush size that I chose, whoops, well, I have to go back now. Although, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. Let me go ahead and go across. Yeah, that's good, actually. Actually, that's really good. Okay, very slowly, just go across until you get to the other side. And then you can go down, there it goes, and fill in any gaps, and then keep going across. And just about done. That should be good. Okay, so my wall is done. And again, if you do make a mistake, just use the undo key or press the undo button or press Control Z. So now that I've built a wall across this, let's go ahead and test it. So I'm going to go ahead and play. And let's see what this looks like. It looks great. Okay, so again, I love the wall making ability in the terrain editor because they just come out perfect. Yep, all the way to the edge. And it's too high for me to jump, which is great. Okay, and let's check the other side. Make sure it's good. This one I did not extend all the way across, so you can actually cheat and just walk. So you'll have to make sure that your your wall extends all the way across. Okay, now let's just go and test swimming. And this looks good. Okay, and I actually made it to where there's a little bit of space above the water, so you can make it across very easily. Okay, fantastic. And so, this is a really basic example of what you can do with water and walls in the terrain editor. You could make a maze, right? So you could make a maze of rivers that you would have to swim through, and then walls that would have to be swum under. And you could make a really nice looking maze this way. So this is actually the first part of what we're going to do in this kind of advanced terrain editor videos or lesson. In the next one, I'm going to show you how to make a maze using these same walls. Okay, so I'll see you then.